Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Fuller Kamara. Today we're in chapter 44, managing your work. As a financial professional, you want to make sure that you meet the deadline for all clients and accounting periods and that you have all the documents you need to do so. However, keeping track of everybody's tasks, including your teams and clients, can be challenging. Using the work menu to manage your workload. To access the work menu in QuickBooks Online, you navigate to the dashboard and then on the left navigation you can see work. So click work. In this work menu, you have the option to create a new project. Then you can also create a request and manage templates. Then here also you have the shortcut to turn on notifications. You also have the option to go to the gear icon and then the company settings and turn on the notification. So the work menu is the quick access to turn on the notification. So once you click notification, it will take you directly to the gear icon and then you click the pencil icon. Then you can check off which notification you want to receive, whether be it's a due date or new assignment. Once you finish, you click save. Then now to create a project, we can create a project from a template or we can create it from scratch. So let's say we want to create a project. You just click create a project. So once you click create a project, you can turn on show tips. This will activate the tips and you can select a template from here. So you see you have the option to create a project without any template and then just work from scratch. So the easy way is to create a project from a template, whether be it's you have the quick start template, which is the bi-weekly payroll, the client onboarding. Then you have the monthly bookkeeping and the yearly taxes. So let's say we want to create a project for the monthly bookkeeping. So once you select the monthly bookkeeping, we currently have the option to select for which project, for whom do we want to create this project for. You can select my firm or for the client. So I normally create projects based on client. So let's say if we want to create a project for Fuller Kamara. So now let's say Fuller Kamara is our client. So if we select Fuller Kamara, now we know whatever project we're working on, this relates to a specific client. But you can also select my firm if you choose. I prefer to create a project by client so that I know which client it relates to. Except if it is an internal project, then you might select my firm. But most of the time, if you are working on a client project, it is advisable as a best practice to select the client for which you are creating the project for. So in this case, let's say Fuller Kamara, and you can also set the due date. So you see you have the option to repeat this project or you can just turn off the repeats function. That is, if you want to repeat, you can set how often do you like it to be repeat, whether be it a yearly or monthly or quarterly. So it all depends on your choice how often you would like this to repeat. But I will turn this off for now so we can set up a due date. So the due date is when you expect to complete this project. So if you select whichever month you prefer, you can select to set up the due date. So let's say, for example, we want to set up a due date of December as our due date. So December 4 is what we've selected right now. So you can also go to the tasks. So you have each project has tasks which will help you to complete the project. So each project has some kind of milestone. So because if you complete some of those tasks, then you will be able to complete the project. So the task that you are going to set, like if you are setting a due date for the task, it is normally advisable to set the task completion earlier than the project completion date, so that if you have any back and forth or any delay in the process, you will be able to complete the project before the due date. QuickBooks won't let you set up the task due date later than the project due date. So if we have the project due date as December 4th, 2023, we won't be able to set the task due date later than that. all the other dates will be blocked. The latest date you can set this up will be the December 4th. You can even bring it to November. Let's say today we're in November 1st. You'll be able to bring it up to November 1st as a due date, but you won't be able to set up a due date greater than the December 4th, which is the due date for the project. So that's just a control that QuickBooks had, because they want you to be able to complete the task before the due date. For this, because we're using a template, these are the tasks that relate to the bookkeeping, the monthly bookkeeping template. So the first task is telling you to gather all the monthly statements, whether be it the bank statement for your credit card or your checking account. Then you have to do the reconciliation, reconcile the debit and credit. Then you also have pay all bills, even though we have the option to automate this function wherein the system will automatically make payment of all bills that are due. Then you also have the option, you can see the produce the month-end financial report, whether be it the statement of financial position or the income statement. You have the option also to drag. You see, you can move this to wherever you want to put it. This process is based on best practice, but if you want to like reorder these to suit your own needs, you can do that. This is organized based on best practice. You wouldn't want to run the report earlier than, reconciling the account balances or making payments, because if you run reports before making payments, the report will not be accurate because some of the payments will not be reflected in your report. So that's the reason why this is based on best practice. You also have the option to add a task here. Let's say meeting. You can put in like a meeting with the client. You can put a due date for that, whatever due dates that works for you. You can say maybe on the month end, November 30. So once you finish the customization, you can just click save. You also have the option to remove these tasks by clicking the remove. Then you can add a description, like if you want to add more detail to this task, you can do that. But I'm not going to add anything other than that. So we can click save. So once you click save, you will be able to see the project on your list of to do. So you can see here you have the project. Once you click on it, it will take you, it will open the project. So in terms of the view, you can change the way you want to view this. Let's say you want to change the view to a list. You can click the list, or you can change it to calendar view. So if you put it to a calendar view, you can see this is how you view it on a calendar view. So if you click on this project, you can see you have the option to create template. You can duplicate this, or you can delete if you don't like the project. So you have that. If we go back to the calendar view, so let's go to the November. So if we select the task view, right? So previously we were on the project. So if we select the project will show you the due dates just for the project, which is December 4th. That's the due date for the projects. But if we change it to tasks, so now you can see the task due date will be, you have December task due date. The first one is gathering all information, is due on the 1st November. Then you have another one on the 10th, month-end financial report. Then on November 15th, you also have the reconcile. So once you set this up, you can see QuickBooks will send you automatic notification when these tasks are due. So it all depends on your configuration. So if you go to notification, you can change. So you see due dates, you will get notification for due dates if this is checked. So based on what you've set up on the notification, then those are the kind of notification you get. So you can filter also these to show all types. So you see it will show both projects and tasks due date. Then also if you want to look for client only project, then if you want to look for firm only project, you see currently we don't have anything for firm. Then if you want to look out for specific client like Fuller Kamara, you can see this is the projects that we've created for this client. So now we can also manage projects by going to manage template. So if we go to manage template, we can see that we have option to duplicate the templates. These are the quick start templates. So for these templates, you don't have any option to delete. You cannot delete any of these templates, but you can duplicate or preview the template. So you see, if this is currently the preview, so you can see it will show you all the tasks for this particular template. So if you want to like duplicate, you can duplicate it. But let's say we want to create a new template, which is a custom template. Let's say this is a test. So we can add tasks. So first, let's say we just want to meet with the client. So we can set the due dates later. Then we can also add another task. Let's say, so we want to obtain support. So you can click save template. So now that we've saved the template, you see it doesn't go to the quick start template because this is a custom template, you see. So meaning we'll be able to delete this one. You see, you have more options when you click the down arrow from the action. You can edit these templates. You can also duplicate or delete from the bottom. So you have the option also to repeat, you see, and you can create a project from this template directly without having to go to the work tab. Okay, so you can see the tiles. Currently, the tiles here will show you based on the due date. So on November 1st, this is what is due. Next week, you see the tile shows November 10, another due date. Then we have next 30 days, you have 2 tasks due. So this is how QuickBooks will show. That is if you click on the grid view. But if you want to get like the list view, it will show you the list of tasks, okay, how and the due date. So it will start from the first. So for me, if I prefer the 2 options, whether based on the grid view or the calendar view, because it helped me know which dates do I have to deal with something. So let's say if I'm on today, I can, on the first, I know exactly on the right, I can see what task I need to do. It's more cleaner. So I know every date has its own due date. So here you can filter to see project, to see task or request. So if you want to see the request, you can do that. Let's say we want to create a request. We can create a request by selecting create request. So this request, you can only create a request or assign a request to a client with an active QuickBooks Online subscription. So currently we don't have any active QuickBooks Online subscription account for clients here. And this is the training file, which is the Pro Advisor file. This is not the client version of the QuickBooks. This is just the Pro Advisor. So once you click, you select the client from the drop down arrow, then you can add in the title. Let's say this is a test. Then you can select the due date. Let's say we want this request to be due on November 9th. Let's say, so we say, please send the support. So if there was an active client with an active QuickBooks Online subscription, we should have just clicked share. So you can see the share. Then you can also check notify the client. That is, if we say to notify the client, meaning the client will get a notification. So let's go to the client version of the QuickBooks. So this version, so the client will be able, so once you click share, then this is the version of the client QuickBooks Online, which is the QuickBooks Plus. So the client will go to the My Accountant, then they will see all the requests that you've sent to them. Okay, so they will be able to see the request that you've assigned to the client. So they can respond and add whatever support that you need and then send them to you. So after you've created the request, you click share, then the client receive it. We can also delete the project. So if we want to delete a project, we can just click on the project and click delete. So once we click delete, the project will be deleted. Okay, so now the project is gone. So that's the end of chapter 44, managing your work. See you in the next video. Thank you.